Perfect. My name is Uma, and I'm your host for today and for the webinar regarding Canada's Startup Visa Program. We're excited to have you all with us, and especially pleased to welcome Slava, the CEO of Startup Visa Services in Canada. He's our keynote speaker today, and I'll introduce him properly just in a few minutes. We've chosen very strategically the time to host this webinar for two reasons. First, with the recent tax changes in London, we've seen noticeable increased interest from individuals from UK to relocate. In fact, 10,000 millionaires left UK last year, and there's projection that 16,000 more expected to leave, and many of them potentially entrepreneurs. So the Canada Startup Visa program could be a compelling option for them for sure. And secondly, we are gearing up for our 19th Global Immigration and Real Estate event, which will take place on July 12th in Canary Wharf, London. And Slava will be one of our featured speakers there. And today's webinar offers a great opportunity to learn about the program ahead of the event. And then at the event, you will be able to connect with him in person. So this event is hosted by BLS Global. We are a trusted name in the citizenship by investment industry for the past 15 years, with a strong focus on delivering high-quality event and insights. Now, let me briefly talk you through today's webinar format. Slava Apel will be representing shortly, sharing valuable insight of the program. And following his presentation, we will open the floor for a live Q&A session. So throughout his presentation, feel free to submit your questions in the chat and in the Q&A box, and we will make sure every question is addressed. And please note that the session is being recorded, and the recording will be shared with all of you at the end of the event, so don't worry if you miss anything. So yes, we're excited to have you all with us and looking forward to an engaging and informative session. So Canada's Startup Visa program recently gained significant traction. In 2024, it welcomed a record numbers of permanent residents throughout this program. And today we'll explore what it means for aspiring entrepreneurs and investors looking to move to Canada. It's my pleasure to introduce you today to Mr. Slava Apel, CEO of leading Canadian business consulting firm specializing in startup visa services. Slava supports immigration professionals and their clients in navigating the approval process, business planning, and expansion into the Canadian market. His company assists with soft landing, product commercialization, prototyping, business structuring, and capitalization. Actively involved in multiple incubators and venture capital networks, Slava has one of the highest approval rates in the industry and received numerous awards. And his contribution to both pre-landing and post-landing success of the immigrant entrepreneurs in Canada. So Slava, we're very excited to hear you speak. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Uma. Welcome everyone here on this. I'm seeing the room has filled up quite nicely. Can't wait to see you. I'll be in London in just a couple of weeks. I'm there July 11th to 14th with the event with Uma's team right there on the 12th. So if you miss anything today or you want to ask a question that is more in private, welcome to attend that event in person. I'm sure Uma is going to tell you more about that. So for today, I am broadcasting live from Toronto, from Canada. Yesterday in Canada, we had a Canada Day national celebration. It's a statutory holiday here. I am not Canadian by birth, but I am Canadian by choice. My family arrived here to Canada more than 35 years ago. Previous to that, my grandmother has lived already in Canada since 1970s. So we have chosen Canada after visiting many different places. And today, my privilege is to tell you why I like being here and why I would want you to be coming here to Canada as well. So today we are discussing business migration path to Canada. It is a family path. So it's husband, wife, kids, and all the kids that are dependent under age of 22 are okay for this program. And it's a direct path for permanent residency that leads later on in a very quick, in about 3 years, to citizenship. And it is all through entrepreneurship. For those of you that are in UK right now, you may remember that UK had its own starter visa program or innovator visa, but instead of it being conditional like in UK on a success after landing, Canada's program is emphasizing the potential of the business before you're lending. So it is all based on what your business could be, what that investment into business could be bringing to Canada, and a full permanent residency is given upon that presentation rather than based on results like it is in other countries. Now, for those of you that are just considering, you don't know much about Canada, first half of today's presentation are what are the things that are attracting people like you to Canada. Now, yes, we have great quality of education, universal healthcare, good taxation system, much better than American, our neighbors south of us here. Lots of different immigration opportunities, great standard of living, a very good passport. We're going to dive into that, and it is a very safe country. And to dive into it deeper, Canada is a good place to live and work in. Our unemployment rates are much lower than other countries. We're major contributors to artificial intelligence. First ever Nobel Prize winner is a Canadian when it comes to artificial intelligence. We are great at quantum computing, medical devices and discovery, space science and technology. We are the birthplace of Ethereum for those of you that are into crypto, and we are one of the most peaceful countries in the world. So why is Canada a great place to work? Well, we have great economic freedom, thanks to our sound and reliable, transparent public finances. Our banking system is good. In fact, they are reliable and efficient. They are the top 4 banks out of top 10 banks worldwide. So if you're looking for safety of your assets, we have relatively lower unemployment rate, especially lower than America, and it's particularly among young workers. We have some of the least amount of corruption in the world. So for those of you that are arriving from countries where your business is being oppressed or suppressed, so please come and bring that business here to Canada. Canada has great worldwide reputation. A recent poll conducted by Ipsos Global Advisor platform found that across 28 countries around the world, 80% of the people feel that Canada has a good and positive influence on the world affairs in the next decade, even from now. And of course, more studies are there for you on screen. Safety, for those of you that are arriving to Canada from some of the non-safe countries, and we are absorbing a lot of the people that are coming there from there, Canada is reported to have some of the lowest rates of assaults out of any other OECD country in a Better Living survey. We also have ranked in #1, Canada ranked as the most attractive destination for immigrant entrepreneurs out of the top, let's say, 20 OECD countries. So for those of you that are starting businesses here and you're wondering, is it a good place for you to do so? There's going to be more slides about government grants and incentives, ability for you to hire people, very well educated people here. Canada is a great place for you to start your business. In 2023, Canada became, since 2020, the top destination for global talent. So if you're working for IT workers, someone that helps you in your company, we definitely have a lot of talent, and we're beating out even US, Silicon Valley. We are getting a lot more people that are IT focused if you're planning to be growing your company here. Now, for those of you, and this exactly kind of in an opening statement said, for those of you that are in UK now, you're high net worth individuals, you're millionaires, you are now being exposed to new UK regime of a non-dom tax. We don't have that here in Canada. In fact, unlike in US, we have no estate tax, we have no gift tax, we have no inheritance tax. We have lower business taxes than in most G7 countries. We have great relationships with tax-free zones, and you're taxed on income based on your residency. So if you are resident here, you are being taxed. But unlike in US, once you are a non-tax resident, once you move out of Canada, if you are a Canadian citizen, you are not being taxed worldwide. So very big difference from UK, from American-based taxation system. So again, for those of you, high net worth individual, millionaires, if you want to come grow your companies here, if you want to bring your family here, it is very favorable when it comes to that. For the rest of the world, Canada has great permanent residency benefits. Our universities are almost half the price of Americans without their politics. And you pay even a third of the university fees once you become a domestic student. If you are a son or daughter of someone that is a permanent resident or someone that is here on a work permit. free education up to 18 years old in public school system, as well as medicine for your kids as well, and for elderly as well. You can live and work anywhere. It's a federal program that we are promoting here. You can apply for a passport after you become a permanent resident in just 3 short years. Lots of great business tax deductions, so you don't have to pay high business taxes. Lots of great job protections for the employee sector, free healthcare. As a permanent resident, you can buy real estate in Canada. Your spouse can legally work here in Canada. Lots of great benefits when it comes to benefits, actually checks being sent to you, such as child tax benefits, pension plans. We are allowing for dual citizenship. Now, for those of you that are coming from countries that don't allow for dual citizenship, you can also become forever permanent resident in Canada. So you don't have to go to full citizenship. You can live forever in Canada as a permanent resident as well, and provides you easy worldwide banking. Considering that my strength is in business migration to Canada, business advice, there is a lot of free money that is available for the businesses that are here. Over 40 or 4,000 different government grants and incentives for businesses to start up and keep going here in Canada. For marketing and advertising, there is a grant. For research and development, free money from government grant, commercialization of products, hiring new employees or training new employees, purchase of advanced equipment, export, lots of great government grants. Lots of marketing advantages out of Canada as well. We're the closest neighbor to America, so easy access to US for transporting your products or services, very nicely geographically accessible. We are very welcoming here in Canada to new immigrants. We have a stable economy, lower business taxes than most of the G7 countries, no double taxation. I really enjoyed that fact. So if you are already with your company in a tax-free zone or in a lower tax zone, by the time you bring money back to Canada, you're not paying those taxes again, making it a great investment community. I'm a part of angel investment communities and venture capital communities. Again, we actively promote and invest into local Canadian businesses. Great laws and rules around intellectual property protection, and low and interest-free loans as well. So one of the reasons why I like Canada, that it is the only country in the world that provides through Startup Visa program a direct pathway for permanent residency. You can still reside where you are. If you're in London, if you're in UK right now, you can apply remotely for permanent residency by submitting a business proposal, and you can gain full permanent residency without even being here in Canada yet. If you want to show up earlier, you can, but you can do that completely remotely. Henley and Partners, they are the ones that are reporting on the strength of the passport. They said that Canada is one of the top 10 best passports in the world, even beating out America for the number of visa-free traveling countries you could be coming to. And again, very easy access to US. So speaking of this business path, it is a direct pathway for permanent residency. Direct pathway means you don't need to show up to Canada if you don't want to. If you're still minding your business, if you're finishing off your job wherever you are, you can remotely apply for it. But if you do want to come and be here sooner, you can do so as well. It is thereafter a direct path for citizenship just by your presence in here. If you are in Canada first 3 out of 5 years, or any 3 out of 5 years, you also qualify for citizenship. One of the fastest way to naturalize over many of the other countries that offer those pathways. I heard last week Portugal increased it by double. Now it takes 10 years, let's say in Portugal, to become a citizen, yet here your first 3 years, 3 out of 5 years, and you can already become a citizen here. So Government of Canada launched this program in 2013. They stated directly on their website that Canada wants entrepreneurs. There's a lot of you on this call that are either high net worth individuals, they are entrepreneurial minded individuals, they are people that want to move around, and you're willing to start the business in Canada. If you have a great idea for business, if you already have a business that you're running, if you want to be a contributor in the business that you want to bring here to Canada, this program is for you. Canada wants entrepreneurs. Even our previous Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, said that Canada was mostly known for its resources, but he said that he wants Canadians to be known as resourceful. So what does resourceful mean? That is that my interpretation as an entrepreneur. They even launched, Government of Canada launched an openly advertised program in America, advertising even to Americans to come here under Startup Visa program. We have lower taxes, better environment for entrepreneurs. Prior to Donald Trump being elected, recently around Christmas of last year, we only had about 5% of applicants calling us that were American. Ever since he was elected, close to 50%, almost 1 out of every 2 phone calls that we get, it is from Americans moving from America to Canada. We have such better nurturing ground for their businesses, for their families here. There's a lot of great benefits to the Startup Visa program. Number one, if you're wondering whether you can qualify or not, there is no educational requirement, no previous business requirement, and no age requirement. If you are just having that entrepreneurial thought that said, I could come to Canada, I could open up a business in Canada, doesn't have to be in any specific category. If your experience, if your knowledge can lead you to that decision. In that case, we can review your case, which is absolutely free, and help you with this business path towards PR, permanent residency here in Canada. Now, there are a lot of great successes as well. Some people in this example right here, 3 brothers from Iran used this program, opened up a company called Apply Board. They came under Startup Visa, and they're one of the best known success stories coming to Canada. Now their company is worth over $4 billion. Now, I hope a lot of you people on this call can become the next billion-dollar story. However, you don't need to. Even if your business hires 1, 2, 3, or 5 people in the future, I still consider that as a great success under the Startup Visa program, yet there is no requirement. Unlike in UK's program for entrepreneurs, where there is a requirement for hiring or there is a requirement to generate specific level of income, there are no such requirements under Startup Visa program here in Canada. The only prerequisites are they follow in pretty much 5 categories. The first one, the person has to be able to speak basic level of English or French on the scale of 5 out of 10. So on IELTS level, 5. Sufficient settlement funds, which is very, very low. We are thinking in American dollars about $25,000 for a family of 4. That's all you need to prove that you have the money to land in Canada on, plus additional funds for business, whatever is logical to you for that particular business. If you have a smaller business, you don't have to show as much money versus if you were to open up a manufacturing business. You have to pass medical and criminal clearance in order for you to be admissible to Canada. And those are the top 5 things that you need to do as the family to qualify. When it comes to your business, when it comes to your business proposal, we will help you to make sure that it adheres to all of the rules, meaning that it can show that there is innovation in your startup, that you can show that you have support from the industry called designated organizations. These are the organizations very similar how in UK's Startup Visa program or Innovator program as well, there are endorsing bodies. In Canada, there are designated organizations. These are the people that can vet that application. I will help, my team will help you with that. And once they finish vetting, they'll issue to you a business approval letter in a form. It is called a letter of support. So with this business approval letter, you can now go and apply directly for permanent residency. And again, our team will help you. So the steps are, we take the complexity out. Step number 1, our team will help you with the full business proposal. Many of you here have not done a business proposal in your lives, and because of that, we will help you with that. Step number 2, we will make sure that a designated organization does proper vetting based on their checks and balances. My story, I used to work in those designated organizations. In some cases, I helped set up those organizations. So I know the entire due diligence process behind it in order for you to adhere to it. So they require a business plan, projections, PowerPoints, pitch decks, competitive analysis. They require kind of entry to market plans, your marketing plans. So all of those documents that are needed, our team will help you to make sure that you can adhere to the guidelines. Once the designated organization finishes reviewing your application, going through the formal due diligence process, they will issue to you the business approval letter called the letter of support. And with that in hand, with the letter of support in hand, the very next day, you can already be applying for your permanent residency. You didn't need to be in Canada in order for you to receive that letter of support. And even the timing between the letter of support and permanent residency, it is optional for you. If you want to start the business sooner, you can. If you want to finish up your affairs in your own country, you can do so as well. If you want to come to Canada even sooner, without having to wait for a long period of time for permanent residency, you can also request a work permit. It is a 3-year open work permit for you, for your spouse as well, that you can come to Canada. You can start working on your business, but it also allows you to have a job on the side. So this way you can sustain yourself while you're also working on your business. Upon arriving either under work permit or under permanent residency, this is your time to register, to start the business, to start getting it going. And when I say that, there is no strict requirement on amount of money you need to spend on that business or how many people you should be hiring in that business. It is whatever it is logical for that particular business, and we will consult you on that. In order for you to become a citizen, for those of you that want a second passport, that want the citizenship of Canada, ability to travel around the world, visa-free, 188 countries, 3 out of 5 years, any 3 out of 5. So if you're here for the next 15, 20 years, and you can find a time when you have spent 3 out of 5 years in Canada, that's what qualifies you to go and apply for citizenship. A little bit about us, and I can see already some people are typing in questions, so great. Put in more questions. I'll make sure to answer any questions that are coming your way. So a little bit about our company. Company name is Startup Visa Services. We are a business-to-business provider. We don't work directly with clients. We only work through immigration professionals. So whoever the immigration professional that has invited you to that, continue working with them, with us, and we'll create the full business package, migration package together for you. Our company, we are a sponsor of all of the Canadian-based business migration events. Just a month ago, we were the sponsor of the Canadian Bar Association. Prior to that, CAPIC, which is Canadian Association of Professional Immigration Professionals. Prior to that, Canadian Immigration Lawyers Associations. Typically, we are the company that teaches immigration professionals, even in Canada, on how to properly process people under this program. Myself, I'm certified management consultant, and I'm certified in investment migration by Investment Migration Council, again, giving me the opportunity to work with you on intra-company, multi-country, multi-jurisdictional based planning in order for you to properly arrive here to Canada. We are a business-to-business consulting firm. We advise management firms, consultants, immigration attorneys. So anyone that is adjacent to the immigration industry will help them to properly process your case. We collaborate only with the immigration firms. So meaning we can co-present in one-on-one meetings. We can do great group online seminars. We invite you to come and visit us July 12th in the London event. I'm sure we're going to hear more about that in a couple of slides as well. We do in-person seminars. We provide instant booking in our calendars, and we do absolutely free vetting, free support to make sure that you're properly qualified for this path. We work with all 3 levels of approval bodies. So in order for you to receive the Startup Visa letter of support, it could be coming to you through a business incubator, and I work in many of those angel investment groups, and I work with many of those, and venture capital funds that I work with as well. Whatever, again, is logical for you to be processed, we'll make sure that you can come here under the program. Any industry qualifies. So if you're wondering, hey, I'm an attorney, or hey, I am a doctor, or hey, I'm an accountant, I'm a manager or an engineer, every type of company is welcome under Startup Visa program. And of course, we want to make sure that we can help you qualify properly for it. I'll give you 2 more slides so we can, or 2 or 3 more slides, so we can bring this to an end. So program advantages, you don't have to have high net worth or high investment as a requirement for this program. No management or entrepreneur experience requirement. Any stage of business. It could be a brand new idea or something that you have been already working on qualifies for this program as well. It is a federal program allowing you to move to any area. So everything except for Quebec, you can move to right away under this program. There are no age restrictions. Very fast way to receive permanent residency. There's a fast track, express track, as quick as 12 months, all the way to 40 months to permanent residency. Very low level of English requirement. IELTS level 5, in French or in English, Canadian language benchmark level 5, any education level, and historic very high approval rates. I have seen the data from 2014 to 2023, close to 80% of those people that received their business approval in the form of a letter of support moved on to getting their permanent residency. I'll read off two questions and then we will move on to the next slide. So someone says here, they already have a startup in a Web3 sector. Is Canada friendly to Web3? Answer is absolutely right. Anything blockchain, AI, Web3, absolutely welcome. We're the birthplace of AI. We're the birthplace of Ethereum. We're the birthplace of many of the technologies. So absolutely, yes, it is welcome here. So someone else is asking about my views or government views on LGBTQ and how it is going. So I would say a lot of Americans are coming to Canada when they feel discriminated in their sexual preferences because Canada doesn't have or not visible to me, statistically not visible, especially in comparison to America on those issues. So of course, if you feel that you're persecuted on those bases, Canada is extremely welcome on that as well. Top applicant countries that are applying under this program, we have Iran, India, UAE, Vietnam, Hong Kong, China. Lately, a lot of people are from USA and Russia. Top 5 that I'm seeing approved in the last 2 years, the top 1 nation that was approved under the program was Iran. I'm pretty sure a lot more people are going to want to come here, especially because of the latest occurrences there. And of course, there is China, India, Vietnam, and Hong Kong. So we need more people from UK. We speak the same language. Our cultures are the same. So come over to Canada. Canada started visa program. It is faster, more economical than most of the citizenship by investment and residency by investment programs. Comparing it to $1 million Malta or $800,000 EB5 in US, comparing it to many of the other available opportunities, Canada is reasonable because it is business migration. It is faster than EB5 as the path to North America. It's great welcoming political climate for immigrants, great for English and French speakers. It is faster and a fraction of the cost of previous migration pathways to Canada. Quebec investment program used to cost over $1 million. So did the immigrant investment program. Both of those are now, let's say, inactive in all of their forms. Immigrant Invest Program for over a decade now. Quebec Investment Program was paused for a very long time. So Start a Visa is there as the catch mechanism for those people that want to come through investment, through business to Canada. It is easy to promote for me, Canada, because Canada is one of the most researched and desired country for relocations in the world. It is one of the most educated countries in the world, one of the best banking systems in the world, one of the best countries for business in the world. It is ranked number 2 in G7 for overall prosperity. Top of our 3 cities make up top 10 the most livable cities in the world. We are the country with the most free trade agreements with G7 nations. We have the lowest rate of assaults out of any other OECD countries. And we have a lot of fresh water for those of you that are missing that, depending on when you're living. 2 more and last slides. Meet with us in London. So I'll be there at an event with BLS Global, July 12th, 2025. So very soon, just in 2 weeks. I'll also be revisiting if we don't finish up in November 2nd to 4th, so we can visit there. I'm going to give the podium to Uma in a second. All of my contact information is there. We are looking for partners. We're looking for representatives. We're looking for these immigration agents that we can work with so we can work together with you, with your clients. And I hope to welcome all of you soon to Canada. Uma, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Slava. That was very informative. I like your passion about Canada. Not gonna lie, despite being scared a little bit about the cold, I'm now feeling a little bit inspired to move there myself.
Don't be
You
afraid
think?
about cold. In Canada,
Mhm,
we even have rainforests. So depending on where you move to Canada, we have
mhm,
regions of Canada that are on the same parallel as Portugal. So if you never want to see snow, move to the warmer region of Canada. If you like 4 seasons like I do, I love to go fishing and skiing.
mhm.
So in the summer, I go fishing. In the winter, I go skiing. So for those of you that are afraid of weather, pick the weather to your liking here in Canada.
That's actually great to know because usually the stereotypically people just imagine a lot of snow in Canada. So knowing that there's different season, it definitely helps. Where would you recommend going now if we visit in summer?
So right now, if we're looking this week, it is 30 Celsius right here in Toronto. So if you like the warmer weather, if you are looking at mild weather all year round, look at Victoria Island. So there's a lot of great places. If you are weather first, to me, I'm looking for opportunity first. Opportunity. Where can I make the most amount of business and be in front of the most amount of people? I'm seeing some excellent questions actually coming down here. Will I be
Like,
double taxed for UK
mhm.
and Canada if I give up my passport? So answer is no, you will not be double taxed. You are being taxed as a Canadian based on your residency. So UK has long reach. So if you're still with the British passport as an example, because of the non-dom tax that is being introduced, just like America is taxing worldwide, but Canada does not. So if you only have a Canadian passport, but you don't live in Canada anymore, you are not paying that double tax or let's say worldwide tax here in Canada. Second question ahead, can I get your email? As we have some of that clients. So I believe I already answered it live, but I will type it in for you. Slava at
Thank you,
startupvisaservices.com.
Slava. And just to
Okay.
add to that, we will also be sending all your information, contact details to all the attendees after this webinar, along with the recording. So no information, no contact details will be missed. Okay, and then now, questions from Facebook. Yes, and we also have some questions from Facebook that we will be addressing. This question was answered. The next one, and Mr. Tucker asked, "What is the investment required? I'm still not ready with my business plan. Can I, yes, can I land and decide what business to do?"
So you can, so let's say, if you're not sure what business you want to be doing, that's where the free session with us is there for. We will figure out based on your background, based on your experience, what are the businesses that are applicable to you? Are you a technology person? Are you a management person? Are you a medical person, engineering? And based on that, whatever it is relevant to you. So if you don't have a business yet, we can talk about and see where potentially you could be a contributing person. So you could be a member of a group of 2, 3, or 5 other business people where your expertise could be handy, or it could be business just for you. When it comes to can you decide later? Well, in this program, you have to propose the business first prior to getting permanent residency. When you land in Canada, you're though allowed to change your mind. So if you decide not to do that business and to move to a different direction, do a different business or even get a job, it is absolutely fine under this program. Government of Canada recognizes not every business lives on and survives, and it is okay for you to pivot. So I'll go to the next question. What is the criteria to qualify for citizenship after 3 years? Will there be any business assessment on the business for one to qualify for citizenship? It's a two-part question. First of all, pure presence in Canada, that's what quantifies that 3 years and qualifies you for citizenship. So it has nothing to do with your business performance. In fact, even if you shut down that business, if you don't end up doing that business after receiving permanent residency, it has no effect on your immigration. Of course, we would want your business to be thriving, to be hiring people, for you to be making a lot of money from it, but the business itself does not impact your permanent residency after you received it or your citizenship. So if you spend in Canada 3 years, not in a row, intermittently, but anywhere within the 5 year time spot, that's where you are able to gain to the citizenship.
Okay, thank you,
All right.
Slava.
Yeah,
We
next
also
question. Go ahead, Uma.
We just had some question from Facebook. It was from someone who wants to partner up with you. They said, "Do you have?" It's probably better also to be addressed after, but they were asking if they have clients in bulk. Would they be special B2B rates, or would it be one-on-one basis rates
So
if you
we
work
are
with?
only B2B. We don't have any
Mhm.
retail pricing. We don't have any consulting prices on the top of it. We purely process for immigration professionals. We're here to land you, the final person here, with the help of your immigration professional. So we are only B2B price to make sure that everyone gets a very, very low price for settling here under this program.
Okay, perfect. That answers. I also wanted to go. We had a few questions from webinar chat from the start of your presentation, so I wanted to go and answer some of them. From Rena Gore, we had a question: do you help getting the business compliance, and do you introduce to different venture capitalists? Would there be different funding streams attached to the business migration program?
So we absolutely help in all the stages. So we'll introduce you to venture capitalist investors, to angel groups, and to the incubators, whatever is logical for your business. If you need to raise a lot of money and your business is highly valued, in that case, venture capital as the route would be proper for you. If you don't want third-party shareholders, you want to hold on to your entire business, then business incubation would be the right path for you. I divide them into self-funded, meaning you don't need any third party, and third-party funded, such as angel groups or venture capitalists, in order for them to help you out on this path.
Okay, perfect. Mr. Khan was asking if the family members can be also brought together.
So family members, and we have that quite often. So family members, when it comes to that, are good when you are running a family business. So in that case, many times there is a multi-generational businesses that we're helping, where there is a grandmother, then you have a mother and a daughter. All three of them are in the same business, not a problem. I have had in Dubai four brothers and a father apply under this program as well. So yes, absolutely family members, not just dependent kids, but any family members that are going to be in the business with you or are already in the business with you, they also qualify for that.
Great, thank you. Next question we have from Mr. Uchi is: what is the criteria to qualify for PR and citizenship after 3 years, and what is the expectations from the proposed business in the qualification assessment?
So in order for you to qualify for citizenship, it is your presence in Canada. So if you need to fly in and fly out, you just need to accumulate 3 out of 5 years, and that's what would qualify after you got your permanent residency. That's what you need in order for you to gain the next step of citizenship. Now, there are some minor exclusions that or benefits that you can do in some cases for you to maintain your permanent residency if you just don't have enough time of you being in Canada and you can prove that you're traveling on business. You can travel with your kids, with your spouse. That can also count as the time that you are in Canada as well. So it is business-based migration. So if you are traveling on business, that works hand in hand with each other. So presence in Canada, that's what qualifies you for citizenship. And you can do that after getting your permanent residency in as quick as 3 years.
Great. It's definitely faster than UK. It might be 10 years here. And also a question: can the main applicant work while building the business? I assume work in a different company. Is
Yes.
that an option?
So as of April 29th of last year, they announced that now there is a open work permit that is also available with this program, and you get it pretty fast in comparison to permanent residency. So you can arrive under open work permit, you can start your business at the same time. If you want to get a job at IBM or Microsoft or Facebook, go ahead. So this way you can be earning money in your day job while you're building your business in the evening time. So yes, you are able to both work in your business as well as getting a job at the same time.
Okay. Next question: is there a way to speed up the processing time?
Yes, there is a way to speed it up. One of the ways, if you get an investment in your business, meaning you're showing that this business is supported by angel groups, by venture capitalists, by incubators that have invested, became partners with you in the business, it indicates to Government of Canada, you are a serious business with not just a letter of support, but more skin in the game from those people that are issuing to you that letter of support. So there is a fast track ahead of everyone else for those people that get extra funding in their company. More than that, if you don't need permanent residency right away, but you just need to be in Canada faster, in that case, you can also get for yourself an open work permit. It just takes a few months and you can already start working on your business or in a job here in Canada.
Okay. Perfect. And we have actually three questions, all asking how much is the investment required?
Beautiful thing from the government of Canada, the investment is not specified what is required in order for you to launch the business here. There's minimum amount that is required for you to settle or to live in Canada in Canadian dollars, 13,500 for the first individual, for each family member in other about 3,500. So think of it in American funds, in Canadian funds, over $20,000, $30,000 in your bank to prove that you have settlement funds, meaning money to live on first year in Canada. When it comes to business, it is truly based on what type of business you are doing. If you're doing software and you already have existing customers, it doesn't cost you much to deploy here in Canada. However, if you are doing manufacturing, in that case, it'll require you to have a lot more money in order for you to launch the facility here. So the investment in your business is all purely based on what type of business you're bringing here to Canada. I'll move on to the next question. Someone is asking, is logistics a good business idea? I have worked with at least 5 different logistics businesses. They're great businesses to be bringing here to Canada. We just need to showcase why they are more innovative or better for Canadians than existing companies here. I see Sam has joined us here as well.
Hi, Slava. I just want to applaud you. I don't know if you're aware, the UK just made a huge announcement yesterday changing the immigration program. So we're so unstable, it's just crazy. So it's been a crazy day. And then when we hear someone like you that's giving such informative advice, it's just music to our ears. Thank you so much, because I know a lot of people in the UK are panicking. It's a panic mode. It included Uma, included a lot of the stuff, and it's the perfect timing. To be frank, there was a white paper announced yesterday. People have to act by the 22nd of July. So we just got bombarded after calls after calls after calls. Even the immigration lawyers are like, what do we do? So it's a perfect time for you. For thank you so much for coming to London. By the way, my name is not Uma, it's Sam Hussein, a director of BLS. So it's a perfect timing because they really want an alternative option. And with everything that's going on,
Canada is an amazing opportunity. We definitely like applications from UK. We don't have any issues with language at that point.
the food, the
Culture,
language, the culture, everything, you name
culture.
it. We have
Canada
everything.
is a British colony, so even the back of your dollar bills is going to look exactly the way that
Well,
you're used
we
to.
do have a problem. Mark Carney, which was the former in charge of the Bank of England, did an amazing job. Next minute, you get him to be your prime minister. So obviously, we've had the best talent. Now you've got someone running the country. So it just gives you an example. Yes. So
Right. Well, we share a lot of resources between the countries. Our prime minister was just in UK signing free trade agreement, re-signing free trade agreements again. So if you still have your business in UK and you want to transact between UK and Canada, it is duty-free, tax-free. We have a treaty between our countries. So again, making it that much easier. And with the non-dom tax that has been threatening high net worth individuals in UK, Canada becomes the absolute most logical place for them to move their assets to. We have a great deal of asset protection for high net worth individuals here.
So Slava, talk to me, because at the moment the immigration attorneys that are obviously facilitating clients worldwide, they're potentially looking at now moving their client for the Portugal Golden Visa, which is very popular to a lot of British people, as well as the E2 visa. What's giving you confidence, and it should drive confidence to the people that are in the immigration industry in the UK, to give them the startup visa as a good option, especially when they're in panic mode?
Sure. Portugal has just announced that they're changing their citizenship to be from originally 5-year goal to
Yeah.
10 years. It takes 10 years to become a citizen versus just 3 years in Canada. Canada's program costs about half, if not even less, than the Portuguese investment program. We allow for immediate landing here with an open work permit. You can live here, you can work here, you can start your business here. There are a lot more restrictions in Portugal, and there's quite a few clients that come to us with that dilemma. Is it Portugal? Is it Canada? If you like Europe, don't come to Canada. If you like North America, come to Canada. If money is not an issue, there are a lot of different programs that are available around the world, but Canada is one of the most reasonable, one of the fastest programs with one of the highest approval rates. Last I looked in from 2014 to 2023, over 80% of the people that we had their businesses approved ended up moving on to full permanent residency. In our case, closer to 99% of those people that we have worked with ended up becoming permanent residents under this program and later on moved on to citizenship. So when you're looking for stability without going up and down, what's going to happen next? Portugal is going, I would say, is moving less towards being immigrant friendly, while Canada has always been very much immigrant friendly country.
So let's look at it from a historic point of view. Like today, we've just had an announcement. Everyone's got a deadline by the 22nd of July. That's just 20 days, chaotic situation. Everyone's pulling their hair. Everyone's probably, frenzied. How is it with Canada? Let's say if you've got an immigration policy in place, do they give people time? How does it work? Like if there's changes made, is there, if there is it grandfather locked? Like, we're hearing about the US program. Trump suddenly going in about Trump Gold Card. It's just gone chaotic at the moment. So people are in a dilemma. Do I do the Trump Gold Card? Or am I priced out now because of the 5 million? Or do I do an EB5? How is Canada in terms of, here's our program. Once you're locked in, it's locked in. Is there a legal system in place to protect the applicants?
So Canada's legal system is pretty much based on a British legal system. So all of the best things plus a few things that are better that we find here. Great appeal system, great visibility, full transparency. You can always even sue the government if they made a mistake on your application. Thankfully, that doesn't happen often, but you have that ability. When it comes to fairness of the program, previously, when Government of Canada has sunset, let's say, Quebec investment program that used to be a very good and popular $1 million investment program to gain access to Canada, they didn't just throw all of the applications out when they announced the termination of the program. For the next 3 to 5 years after the termination of the program, they were still processing the applications. So there is a fair system how Canada historically has dealt with all of the applicants, especially when it comes to investment or business migration.
Okay, great. I think we're getting a lot of questions, but I think we can also help to answer them because, correct me if I'm wrong, Slav, because I see you as like the manufacturer of this program, and then you have retailers and distributors. So you do with a lot of agents, and that's why you deal it on a number of on a different scale. So this webinar is very much a very good educational platform for people to see you and in on an e-meet, and then of course they get to see you in person. So we know that we have the privilege of having you in London on the 12th, which is only next week, Saturday, and everyone should be penciling themselves down to see Slava, because I don't know, I would love you to extend your stay because there's going to be a lot of questions for you during that stay period. But what would you advise them? Because they're, we're all on panic mode. Like, myself, I haven't even had the chance to fix my hair to jump on this webinar because I've just been constantly dealing with a backlog of inquiries. What would you suggest? How would you present yourself to calm the current people down, and how you can facilitate them? How does it work? How do they get into your system? How does it work?
So to start off with, our consultations are free. Everyone will get access to at least 1 hour Zoom meeting where, like you and I are doing now, we can discuss their case, hopefully with their immigration agent in there as well, who has directed to them and said, hey, you're admissible, might as well come here to Canada, versus choosing for them something that may not be as adequate for their cases. So for those of you that are coming to the event on July the 12th, we'll exchange business cards, we'll book a Zoom meeting, we can quickly go through your case and figure out what's the right timing, the right cost for you, whether you're going by yourself in a business, whether you have family members or friends or associates that are going together with you. So we can have that as a quick conversation. We don't need to do a deal there on the spot. We can book the Zoom afterwards once I'm back in Canada, and we can work through your case at that point. For the immigration agents, immigration professionals, and that is our target audience, we'd love to exchange information with you and to go forward to help you represent our system, our product, our offering to the clients.
Okay, great. Because I know I'm getting a lot of questions here about your fees and everything. I think that's better discussed on a personal level for a mass. I rather go into the face-to-face and then meetings, and then you can have a full discussion, because I don't think it's professional that we give out pricing now. It's better because you have different structures.
All right, it is depending on the business type, number of partners. What is your business about? Are you going through an angel group, venture capital, or an incubator? When do you need to land? So there's a lot of pivots to make sure that the story is right for you, for you to get the fair price. But I can assure you, it is better than 95% of all the other residency by investment, citizenship by investment programs that are available in the world today.
Oh, amazing, great. I think that's it. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know time is of the essence here, and you have a lot of back-to-back meetings. And so, just to push a lot of the visitors here, is it like Calendar? They reach out, or they reach out to us, and then we schedule something? What would you prefer?
I would say number one, everyone should be registering for the BLS event on July the 12th. So it doesn't matter whether it's Calendar or Zoom. So yes, you can reach out to me directly. They can reach out to your team there to facilitate the appointment.
Great. No, thank you. Yes. Come on. Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Sam.
I'm getting pushed out now, Slava. So that's fine. And you have the answers. So
no, thank you, Sam, for joining. I enjoyed this conversation because I'm personally also affected by all the immigration things happening professionally and personally. So for people to have this conversation, hear you as a professional speak and explain what's happening in Canada will help everyone to make the most informative decision. And we do have 16,000 people who supposedly going to leave UK soon. With so we're gonna wrap up with the questions today. I want to remind everyone that you will be getting the recording of today's session. You will be having all the contact details of Slava, and if you are in London, definitely reach out to us if you need any details about how our event and how to come, and we'll help you also to, if you need a private consultation, to speak with Slava, and feel free to reach out to our team about the event and speak with Slava directly. And we're going to launch a quick survey right now. And thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Slava.
Please, just make sure you contribute towards the survey, so it really makes a difference to us in terms of what we should be discussing at the next webinar, and what we should be enhancing on for the conference itself. Yes. So please make your contribution. Slava, I'm just seeing excellent. So we've got to stop all of that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.
But I know you're on a lot of platforms, and I know they have you speak on a number of immigration sector, because I know that you are constantly traveling and representing, obviously, your organization. But it's important for the visitors here and their attendees to get the right sort of information, because there could be a lot of incorrect information. Because the first thing we tend to do is try to Google online and try to see, can we actually solve this ourselves, until you actually speak to an expert that can actually go from an actual inquiry to actually get an approval to actually make that big migration move.
And that's the thing. Internet has a lot of wrong or historic information. This program has been around for more than a decade, and it has changed a lot from the inception to where it is now. In the past, we used to have a governing body called National Angel Capital Association. They're no longer involved. We had CAPIC, we had many different entities governing or overseeing it, so that has changed. Different price structures were available before. April 29th of last year, limitations were included in this program. Before, I used to be able to approve unlimited number of startups. Now, for each one of the designated organizations, I can only approve 10 startups. So there are historically what used to be correct pieces of information that are just not correct today, considering that the consultation is free. Instead of getting a whole bunch of wrong information, speak directly to our expertise and our experts, and we'll help you with the right answers that are particular to your case.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Slava, for your time, and apologies. It's just the perfect timing. Honestly, the white paper was out yesterday. Everyone's just been flooding. What are we going to do now? It's just panic. 30 seconds.
We are here in Canada to capture that as an opportunity. So whoever is there in flux, come to Canada instead.
Okay.
Looking
Great.
forward having you here first, Slava. And thank you for all
All right, yeah.
participants and everyone who stayed throughout. And looking forward to seeing you, Slava, soon.
See.